नमस्कार दोस्तों, मैं अमिताभ, your friendly psychologist, and welcome to Career Conclave 2020 by HLS India, powered by the School Times media partner for this event, this version of Career Conclave 2020. Every year, as you all know, that HLS India is one of the leading organization in the field of mental health, wellness, career wellness, and personality-related issues. Setting up institution, helping various institutions run with effectiveness and smoothness, and contributing to individual life for personal fulfillment and growth, be it a mental wellness issue or career planning issue. Like every year, this year has posed, we are here with the career conclave, but this year is different because of the pandemic situation and the pandemic context that we have. And the whole world is becoming more and more digital. We are becoming digital natives in a way. And this year we decided to go digital even when we are trying to bring this Career Conclave 2020 in a virtual mode. And since technology in my own lifetime has seen a sea change. I remember when I was about to pass out my schooling years, that was the time when we heard that there is going to be a computer in our schools. And when we heard the computer, that was not the computer that was installed by the schools. There was one such organization in the city who used to take two computers on a particular day of the week to give the exposure to children. And what was that computer at that time? That computer was a more advanced version of the typewriter, doing more of typing work than any other. Today it seems virtually it is impossible to think life without technology, life without computer, life without internet, life without the connectivity that we have today. Right now also we are connected at a click of a mouse. I'm connected to my guest today. We are able to connect to each other and have this Career Conclave 2020 because of the technology advancement, the digital medium which is available to us. And that is where one area has been talked about in a big way in last decade or more, and that is digital marketing. And friends, on day two, the second session in Career Conclave 2020, we have a very eminent success story in the field of digital marketing. She has been a person who has been into various dimensions that comprise digital marketing, and she's into versatile dimensions and the versatile areas. And I we felt that she is the best success story to talk about various dimensions, to get these young minds get an insight, because this year in Career Conclave 2020 we have a vision to connect you with the success stories, people who have been successful in their careers, and get you to hear their experience, get an insight like never before. Because we can get to know about careers from books, but nobody can get that experience that the practicing professionals have. And this is why this year Career Conclave 2020 brings to you success stories to gain the experience and experiential insight into careers. Sravni Chakrabarti ji, when she is a, if I look into her professional dimensions of her life, she is the managing director of Support Actor Enterprises Private Limited, brand consultant and creative director. She has been associated with various leading television channels in a consultant capacity. She's from the social dimension to it. She's a avid Rotarian. She was the charter president of Abhyana, the only all ladies Rotary Club in Kolkata in West Bengal, and she's a very multifaceted personality. So let us, without any further ado, let us invite her to be with us on screen, and let us be enlightened with her experience in the digital dimension, because we somehow in last 9 months, if you allow me to say, have gone through the gestation period to be delivered as digital natives to the whole world. And that is where we have Srabni Chakrabarti ji to enlighten us in digital marketing area. Welcome
Thank you,
to
Amita.
Conclave 2020, Srabni ji. Thank you for finding time for us.
Thank you so much. A very good evening to one and all. At the outset, I would like to thank the School Times for inviting me to be a part of Career Conclave 2020. It is my pleasure and privilege to be here today. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And we are very thankful to our media partner, the School Times, HLS and the School Times are sister concerns, and they are partnering this venture to take it out to the maximum number of people. And right now, this program, this Career Conclave 2020, is simulcasted on all the HLS platforms, Facebook, YouTube channel, as well as the School Times, the YouTube channel, the Facebook channel, as well as Periscope, that is the Twitter channel. So it's simulcasted on the 5 platforms right now to make it reach out to maximum number of people. So Srabniji, I would like our audience and viewers to know a bit about you. You are a multi-dimensional personality. When I see your career profile and the career track, you have more than 600 ad films and documentaries under your head. You have more than 250 films being produced by you. You have the creative direction. You've been part of helping some major channels come up as in a consultant capacity. So you have seen the digital world from various dimensions. So what has your life been? If you can just tell our audience a bit.
Yes. See, I completed my master's in English literature and followed by B.Ed. B.Ed was done with a particular specific purpose, which I'll share with you all. See, at the age of 24, a tragedy struck and I became paralytic. So, doctors had told me that I'll not be able to walk anymore or, forget about getting back into normal life, and wheelchair and crutch will be my life. So that was
Okay.
written in the prescription, and no doctors could do much. So I had only two choices right in front of me. One is to accept and cry over the situation and accept life. The other one was to fight it out. So I chose the second one, and I started fighting it out, and then with only, I would say, through sheer mental strength and also with some paramedical interventions, and I recovered and totally recovered, in fact. And I started walking. I started. So that itself gave me a lot of learning, because and I thought that, while it would not be fair for me to take to work somewhere and take salary when I was not totally fit. So to gain my mobility, I actually joined B.Ed. But I always feel that nothing goes to waste in life. You always learn and many things out of it. So B.Ed also gave me a lot of experience in understanding children psyche, mind, and which actually later came, in fact, I would say, more in today's digital world, that came to a lot of use. Now, you see, if you what we started with is that what we call nowadays is experiential marketing. That is
Right.
what I actually started with, which where, if you remember, earlier there used to be, even now there are ad agencies, but earlier it was only ad agencies, and we used to call it ATL activations, that is above the line activations, where newspapers, hoardings, various kinds of mediums were there to leverage the brand. And it was brand communications, and the ad agencies used to actually, they were focused on the communication part around the brand. And later on, came BTL activations, which is more, touch and feel experience, and it was, targeted to a small, absolutely dedicated TG, and where the communication was more two ways. Because ATL, you never, you cannot actually, you can measure the TRP were there, the IRR was there, but actually who's the response of the consumers towards your brand was not very, it was never a two-way traffic. So it was not clear. BTL was more focused. Then came TTL, where both ATL and BTL merged. And now the line itself, there's no line. The line itself disappeared. So there's no, it dissolved. So now ad agencies also have event sections, promotions. No one is stopping. There's no hard and fast rule now. So even they have various sections, and event management companies also have various sections. So there were two three ways of doing it. Like, if you talk about experiential marketing, so what was our job then? Our job was to create experience for people. For now, who, what was, we were the fulcrum between the brands and the consumers. Brands have marketing spent, they have sales spent. Now our role was, we were the creative glue, you can say. And in our universe, we had one side consumers and one side brand, and we had to build a community around that, for the brand, around the consumers. So that was the task. So if you see, it is a blend of advertising agency, because earlier when the advertising agencies used to plan something, well, they were, at times they were not implementable. So there was a rift always that this can't be implemented. So now companies, I'm not saying it's totally dissolved, companies call both the experiential marketeer and advertising agency work hand in hand. And in many cases, the advertising agencies have various same division. In fact, they are working in a similar manner. So communication is very important, and that remains the same. With the, I would say, digital was a medium which we started using for amplification, actually amplification of the experience. And but with the pandemic, and of course the world was shifting towards digital media, and with the pandemic, all of us, the process got accelerated very fast, and it became a necessity now. Now we are talking, see, I'm talking from my, I'm here in a different location, you are there in a different location, we all are talking, so many people watching us. So this is the technology, and the technological advancement has been immense over the years. And but I want people to understand that we call it digital marketing, but digital marketing is just a tool to leverage the communication. Digital marketing is, you can call it, is it is a distribution channel like other channels. But all other work, like as I mentioned, that we still remain the fulcrum between the brand and the consumer. So our end users, consumer, is very important over here. And we are still bringing the brand and the consumer together. The medium has changed, but all other things, all other departments, and it's like experiential marketing. You have so many departments, like you have a creative team, you have a business development team, you have HR, you have finance, everything. Similarly, in digital marketing also you have IT, but people actually make a mistake. They feel if you
Mhm.
have the IT background, you can do digital marketing. But what about understanding the brand? What about understanding your consumers? So market research was important then, market research is important now. Consumer insights were important then, it is also important now. Only the tool has changed. So this
Right.
has to be understood very well. So
Absolutely.
time and again, when we started, I started, somehow, I don't know, I wouldn't call it a good quality, but then I somehow felt that I'm not fit to work anywhere. So the
Okay.
entrepreneur streak in me was very strong. So
Okay.
I started on my own, and I decided that I should I should empower more and more people, and that's what I felt, and that's how I took it up. However, having said that, I would say that uh, every each and every business, whether you call it an ad agency or digital marketing agency, all these outfits should have a 360-degree approach towards a brand. And that's where you were talking about productions. Production is again a division, but when you are studying the brand, you are understanding your consumer, probably the need of the film. You feel that it comes as a you to connect the consumer, you need this kind of a film to make them understand or give them the experiential feeling. So all these things are required, understanding the consumer and connecting them to the brand. This is what I'm talking about. Various kinds of commercials that we make also is
Right.
meant for that. Now, it is so very important to understand a brand's philosophy, brand's communication. Even if you, I hope you all understand what is mice. Mice these days, people hear a lot. It is meetings, incentives. If you even if you talk about incentives, conferences, and exhibitions that you let me finish mice. It's the
Right.
acronym. So meetings,
Right.
incentives, conferences, and exhibition. So if you are talking about incentives also, where a company actually thank their distributors or their retailers or employees and take them somewhere out. So hotels are involved, various kinds of other logistics are involved over here. But yet, at the end of the day, there is also a subtle communication from the brand through
Right.
these incentives. So
Right.
one has to understand the brand very well, study that. Mm, of course, peripheral knowledge is very important when somebody joins this trade, as as well as heightened domain knowledge is also important. And
Absolutely.
to the extent that each time you go to a client and you get different kind of products or services, you have to have adequate knowledge about that also, that product also. For example, say I was handling TMT bars once. I hardly understood anything, but I sat with a civil engineer. I understood the product. So this is how we have to go on learning at every stage, adapt ourselves, structure ourselves, modify according to the need, and go on.
That's so very clearly explained, and it's so insightful to get to understand the field itself. And I would like to reiterate and reemphasize for all our viewers to understand when we talk about digital marketing, marketing element remains the same. The only thing which is changing is the tool, the medium. And that is what is becoming digital. That's where a dimension of technology and digitization is getting added. So it's not about the it's about using that medium and understanding the science behind that medium and understanding the science behind marketing, integrating the two and taking it forward. That's what this field is all about. So
Exactly.
somebody who was interested in marketing earlier will find this field as interesting. The only thing is one has to get adapted and used to the digital medium for doing the same thing in a different way. I think it's just the method that is changing. Rest is all remaining
Absolutely.
the same.
Right.
Swamiji, today, coincidentally, we realized that there were a few students who were lined up from different parts who joined us, and while we were in interaction and they were in studio, I could see their signals were up and down, so they're coming in and going.
Mhm.
So as many signals work, we will take them on, and we have, I will not like them to wait because I don't want their signals to get further affected. We have Varun Vora right now. Harsh, if you are hearing me, I can see you there in the studio, but then your camera and your mic is not there. So try once again to log in, log out, and log in. And if for some reason it is still not working, what I'll do is you put your queries in the private chat, and I will take it forward to Srabni ji, and we'll answer them. But once I would request you to try. In the meanwhile, let's take Varun and his inquiry. Good evening, Varun. Welcome to
Good
Career
evening.
Conclave 2020.
Thank you.
And Varun, our reason of inviting our young friends to come up with to us and ask queries from our experts in the career conclave, so that the queries are closer to your perspective. Because आपके जो सवाल होंगे, तो आपकी एज ग्रुप के बहुत सारे और youngsters उसको identify करेंगे. So, with that perspective in mind, we are looking forward for your help with your presence, which is very important to make that inquiry and ask questions regarding digital marketing or related areas to Srapni ji. Right? So, which school are you from, Varun?
MCKV.
All right. So Varun is from MC Kejriwal Vidyapeeth School, which is in Lilwa, Havra area, one of the leading schools in Kolkata, doing exceptionally well. So welcome to the Career Conclave. Varun, over to you for your questions.
Ma'am, is a computer really necessary in this digital marketing, or can we pursue any computer related knowledge? Advanced computer related knowledge.
See, I'll tell you here in digital marketing, it's not necessary for you to know the back end, because you need people definitely, but you have to actually identify your inclination, your area of interest. Of course, we need people for back end, for knowing software. We need engineers to run a digital marketing firm, but you need to actually understand where your inclination is. In a digital marketing firm, as I mentioned just now, there are several divisions. There are graphic designers, there are video editors, there's a production team, there is a logistic team, everything is there. Now, where you want to fit in is very important, but obviously, as I mentioned, peripheral knowledge is important. So you need to understand little bit, otherwise how will you talk about the product? Say, for example, SEO, search engine optimization. So you need to understand little bit, but that doesn't mean that you know how to do the SEO. That can be done by a back-end engineer. So it again, if you have inclination towards that aspect, you can study that. So it depends on you see, gather informations, but you do what you actually want to do. That is
Right.
very important. So
Okay.
after you gather a lot of information, that which you have to actually understand which is good for you. No one can decide on your behalf, so you have to see that this is where I have to this I have to put in this amount of time for studies, whether it suits you or not, whether you have that inclination. You need to figure it out and then decide. But my request is, once you decide, you think through it and then decide. Once you decide, don't look back.
All right.
Okay.
This
Thank you, ma'am.
before I ask to ask any further query that he has, you mentioned about SEO, the search engine optimization. This is being a very talked about concept lately, and there are a lot of youngsters who are also trying to create their music video channel, and their creativity they are trying to express, and they're trying to make it work for them. Two, three related questions I would like to ask you. A, what is search engine optimization and how it works? And B, YouTuber and those careers that people are talking about. Is it a reality? People say that one can earn good money from YouTube and these kind of channels. So, what is the reality behind? Because a lot of youngsters are getting carried away. They think that it is easy to go on the YouTube and do something and increase your viewership, and you start getting some lucrative remuneration. So, can you throw some light on that, please?
Not easy at all. YouTube has lot of, see, I'll tell you, the policies are changing gradually. Now you can see earlier Facebook was really available to all, even now available to all. But remember, one post you do, it doesn't reach the entire friend list that you have. So it is getting restricted day by day. Day by day, the policies are changing, and YouTube is even more difficult. And getting subscribers in YouTube, nothing is magic over there. It takes time, and you cannot, earning money is not easy, because the kind of criterias they have made, and they keep on changing every day, on practically on a daily basis. So uh, you need to understand that, follow that. Then there are a lot of copyright, copyright issues which are coming into practice now. It will be even more and more stronger. So that is not easy. Now, coming back to SEO, I would say that, see, for social media marketing is all Facebook, Twitter, what we, various kinds of social media channels that we have. As you need to have your website when you do a digital marketing, because the purpose is not just to make some ad hoc post in the Facebook, but you need to, again, what I mentioned initially, that we earlier also, through offline, we used to bring the brand and the consumer together. Here also our role is to bring the brand and consumer together. And there, in LinkedIn, various channels that we have, we need to bring them under one platform and build a community in the website. So to do that, or say, for example, you have, say, you have a company, an FMCG company, say, beauty products. So if someone actually, say, top brands in India, if you, or top beauty products in Kolkata. So if they give a search like that, whether your website is coming towards the initial,
Right,
yeah, that, whether listing, whether that is
right,
coming or not. So search engine optimization is, it is, it could be done on page, it could be done off page also. So something has to be done in the back end, that is off page, and on page is through the keywords. There are Google AdWords, and through the keywords, and where, actually, what happens is search engine gets optimized through that. So I'm
right.
not getting into the technicalities, they'll not understand. So
Absolutely,
but,
absolutely.
actually, what you say, that the visibility should come and the listing should come, that is also at times done through paid. There are, you will see, if you see, there are the meta title and the meta tag which comes when you search the key with various kinds of keywords, backlinking. These things have to be done regularly. So you will see there are some sponsored, you'll
Right,
see it's written sponsored ad. So
right,
there are some organic search, there are some paid also. So
right,
primarily SEO is done to give you even both. It could be both, but then if you continuously, most of the people have this, again, I would like to dispel this myth that they feel once they host the website, job is done. But how will people know about you? So if you don't do SEO, how will people know about you? So just doing, creating a website is not going to help. So
right.
that website, that needs to be, search engine needs to be optimized regularly.
Absolutely. Well, I'm surely going to connect you after this session and ask you how to do that. Absolutely. So, any other question or query that you have with ma'am in this field, you can please proceed.
No, not currently,
All
actually.
right.
No
Thank you
question.
so much for being with us, Varun, and I'm putting you down the studio. And if you have,
Thank you.
you can keep on
Thank you.
listening to us. And if you have any other question, you can just put it in the private chat, and I'll take you up again. All right. Talking about this digital marketing and search engine optimization, you very candidly have told that it's not that simple or easy to look at. And when we are talking to youngsters, in HLS, in our organization, our career counselors, when they are interacting with the young minds. So some of them come up with in class 8, 9, 10, or 12th with a way, they could sing well, they could rap or whatever, and they've made their videos, they've put it up in the YouTube, but they've created a channel, and naturally the family and friends give a good positive feedback to them, and they somewhere start developing this aspiration that and then when our counselors talk to them, uh, who are advising and guiding them in the context of career, uh, they come up with 4 5 big names. No sir, this is this name is there, this name is there, and is doing well, is made a career out of gaming. They have made a good career. There's a one is this YouTubing is one area that they are talking in a digital context as a career. Another is they want to become your digital game players. At one point of time, people used to aspire to become cricketers and all. Now they are coming up wanting to be digital game players, the professional players for digital game playing. So, I mean, can you throw some light in that context?
See, again, I would say that yes, I know young guys are very much hooked on to this. Um, we have been going through various phases, Amitav. As even when we started experiential marketing, life was not very easy. We had faced various kinds of challenges and milestones, and gradually, we went through that learning curve. Similarly, in digital marketing, also, there when we started initially, a lot of things were very easily available. As I mentioned, Facebook earlier, if you had given a post, so many people in your friend list could see. Nowadays, not even 5%. And it's a deliberate strategy from Facebook, from YouTube. Obviously, they have given enough free lunches, and there's, I mean, yes. So, and secondly, see, the myth I would like to again dispel over here. Suppose you come up with a very, very strong content. You start pushing it through, WhatsApp or anything. Sometimes, if the content clicks, it might go viral. But that is a matter of luck. However, initially, to actually launch something in YouTube, or I would say social media, and to get that kind of visibility is very expensive. For example, recently a client of mine wanted to launch something, launch a content. I'm not mentioning the content, then I have to
I can
mention,
understand. Yeah.
yeah. So content in YouTube to get around uh, say visibility of 10 million. uh, the expense would be around 6 to 7 lakhs,
Okay.
not less than that.
Okay.
So how many
Okay.
people can afford that? Individuals
Absolutely.
cannot. Hmm.
Right.
And what we think, maybe, the subscribers, but to earn out from YouTube, you actually need 4,000 hours of, visibility, which is very, very high. And to
Right.
do that, you need to push it literally. You need to spend on lot of, ads. And
Right.
nowadays, there are digital marketing companies who are using chatbots and just, creating fake accounts and they are giving likes. But YouTube, as you've seen recently, one
Right.
famous artist was summoned by YouTube because of this. So these practices, that is there in every trade. When something new comes, bad practices also start with that, and there are ways to stop that also. So all as I was mentioning about various departments, nowadays with the change, a legal department is also, or a legal expertise from expert from outside also could, that could be underwritten. In fact, in good digital media companies, you need a legal firm on a retainership, because it is
Absolutely.
that very important. So gradually, copyright is becoming very strong. So I would suggest the kids to be little judicious in first understand the subject very well and then get into it. It is not very easy, and it is I that doesn't once in a while somebody luck might click. Even in the entertainment industry, see the look at the artists. There are artists who have made fortunes. But look
Right.
at every year the kind of so many children are partaking part in Indian Idol, Saregamapa, and various kinds of other programs that the channels have. All are not making a life
That's
out of
true.
being an artist. So uh, these are the areas where you cannot say that this will click. It's very
Right.
difficult to ascertain some roadmap.
Absolutely, absolutely. And this brings me to a realization that I would like to emphasize for all my young friends watching us live or will be watching us in a recorded mode, that it is an area which is emerging. It has possibilities, but then it's not that simple as it appears.
Yes, it
Getting making a career out of uh, doing an event in a real terms itself is so very difficult. In a virtual world, it is no less challenging, if not more. Right? And so, thinking that today I will start and in a year or two I will attain and achieve that position, there may always be exceptions there. And as Srabni ji has quite rightly pointed out, there's a lot of investment involved even in promoting and building up that kind of following and the visibility for oneself. And yes, I totally agree that the copyright elements are becoming very very important, because those of you who are posting your videos and all on FB and YouTube and all, you would often experience that suddenly a particular portion of your video is muted, and you will get a comment also there that this is there is a copyright issue, this music belongs to so and so. So and if you want if you've taken the permission for that music, you can inform that you have the permission, they'll again open it. Otherwise, and it can become, if you regularly keep on getting caught into those kind of copyright infringements, it can become an issue for you. So it's not that simple. एक हम लोग जब व्हीकल में ड्राइव करते हैं उसमें रियर व्यू मिरर होता है, और रियर व्यू मिरर में एक एच करके लिखा रहता है, द ऑब्जेक्ट यू आर व्यूइंग इन दिस मिरर is closer than what you see, right? And similarly, when you are thinking of these kind of careers, I must caution you that they are farther from you than you perceive, right? And but then of course there is nothing which is impossible. Be pragmatic, be practical, and then plan your career in these areas. Now this brings me yes, Srati.
I would just like to say something. See, when they're talking about being choosing earning out of YouTube, then they must be thinking of some content. So what I'm trying to say, that only making content and only thinking that they'll be paid by YouTube is something very what I said. The roadmap is not very one cannot ascertain that. However, if they want to take digital marketing as a career, I would say, they can always do that. And it is going to be the future, but they need to specialize on something. For example, my specialization in digital marketing is not the technical part. I'm not a technical
Right.
person. I know whatever the peripheral knowledge is required to understand the medium, to make content. That is, I'm a creative person, I think a lot, and basically we give a creative solution. When we
Right.
give a solution, or it could brand solutions, when we give a solution, whatever is important we do. But unless I understand the digital medium, I cannot create content for digital medium. So that much
Absolutely.
knowledge I require to do. I have to
Absolutely.
understand the viewer. I mean, I still use the channel words,
Right.
but I need to understand that who are the LinkedIn participants. I mean, who are my TG, LinkedIn TG? Who are my FB TG? The communication cannot be same in Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook. I cannot create a prototype and just go on posting. So I need to
Right.
understand the TG and post. So
Right.
these are the knowledge which is which are required, but to while you are into digital marketing.
So
Even the
when
films
you
that
say
I'm
when you
making,
say TG, what does that mean? What does
target
TG
group.
imply?
I'm sorry. It's
Target
target
group.
group.
Right.
My target. See, when
Right.
I'm directing a film, I ask my client, "What is your objective?" Suppose whether he wants it for the to which are the areas he want this corporate film to be aired. So it could be in the movie halls. It could be only for digital marketing. So based on that, I need to create the content.
Right.
Hmm.
That's
And
very very
again,
essential.
another important part I will say that see though if you ask my personal opinion, I'm not very much in favor of celebrity endorsement because I feel that's a very lazy way of just get a celebrity and endorse a brand. So
Right.
I feel, and consumers are becoming more opinionated these days. They're
Right.
becoming very, very careful, and the importance of consumers are very, very important more than ever now. With the
Right.
and the question is that if we just bring a celebrity who's been endorsing so many brands, you think consumers will not know that the person is paid and that's why he's endorsing? But
Absolutely.
having said that, initially what we thought that with digital medium you don't need these expenses, but
Right.
with time we are also realizing that whosoever XYZ, maybe not a celebrity who's repeated several times, but we need people, like, I mean, we need celebrities to actually gather crowd. You must be you must be noticing that even these days, initially when the pandemic started, webinars used to get a lot of traffic. Gradually now
Right.
people are finding it little, mm, boring, or I wouldn't say boring, but they feel too much webinars are happening, etc.
Right.
So you need to pull crowd also. So the use of talents will remain there always,
Absolutely.
whether it's digital or so. So I would my suggestion to the students will be to look into the focus into the core area first, that what
Right.
in which area they want to actually focus and develop their knowledge, domain knowledge. Mm.
All right. That's so very critical. Now this brings me to a very candid question for young mind, that if somebody is in class 11, 12 or graduation and
Mhm.
aspires to make a niche and a career and future in the digital marketing arena, what
Mhm.
steps and qualifications do one need to take?
See, again, I would mention over here. See, digital marketing, there will be various kinds of divisions which I mentioned. So, if as I told, I think Varun
Yeah.
was there. I said you need to first identify your skills. That these are the things I'm. See, if you're good at market, if the child is good at marketing, digital marketing will have a marketing wing also, business development wing also, where the person has to go and pitch to the clients and get the business for the house. So he or she can choose that. I mean, the area would be marketing, and peripheral knowledge would be digital marketing. Similarly, there would be creative writers. There would be, directors, video editors, graphic designers, then copywriters, so blog writers. So many areas will digital covers all, a 360-degree solution. Even researchers, market researchers,
Right.
there would be opening for them also to understand consumers psyche, consumer insight. So a brand strategist, very very important role of brand strategist is to get the 360-degree view of the brand, and then you'll be able to provide a solution. Most of the cases you will see clients will come to you asking for, this is my problem, I want solutions from you. How will you provide a solution unless you have all these wings, in your periphery. But having said that, there are if people want to start, they can outsource all these things on a project to project basis and do it
Mhm.
also. But one to get into digital marketing, of course, as I mentioned that in my journey, there has been so many changes, so many challenges. And in the year 2017, I did my MBA in the year 2000, quite late, in fact. But it
Right,
helped me because in the year 2003-4, I did my MBA. But I it helped me because already I was into into business, and that helped me, and I could do well because of my
right,
experience. And I also feel that every individual, I mean, every student should first work for 2 years before going. That's my personal feeling, before
right.
studying MBA. So when I completed my MBA, it gave me an idea about understanding brands well, and a lot of case studies, etc. Of course, and a bit of finance also, which you have to go through the curriculum. So I was very weak in finance and maths. I was a
Okay.
creative person throughout, but I made it.
Right,
And because we had to study economics, and somehow I managed. Now, post that, you need to actually upgrade yourself. And even in digital marketing, there are so many changes happening. You have to constantly read and read and read, I would say. See, I did
absolutely.
my in the year 2016. I understood that time, and nowhere we knew about pandemic, but I knew the world is actually shifting towards digital marketing, and
Right,
experiential marketing needs amplification. And
it
that's
does.
when I did my digital marketing course.
Okay,
So, but you see, when pandemic came and all, I was prepared. By then I had worked, so I was prepared, and I took up. Even now, virtual reality is again another technology which is coming in, and which is going to
right,
help digital world. It's a sea, as you mentioned, you saw a sea change in the technology. With
right,
virtual reality, people will actually see. Earlier in the journalism field, people used to first read news, then they
right.
started seeing the television. With virtual reality, they'll start feeling the news now.
Absolutely.
So with the VR set, they'll start. So this is the technological advancement. So one has to be updated every day. So with that, I did my graphic designing course also, because in digital
Right,
marketing you need so many small designs. If you are using Canva tools and all, what will happen? You will be producing a very prototype design,
right.
which might go against the brand expectations philosophy. So you need to the look and feel of the brand identity is so very important, that this much knowledge you need to have. At least if you don't do it yourself also, you need to lead a team of graphic designers. So unless you
Absolutely.
know yourself, how will you lead the team? So
Totally agree with you on that.
I would say that, one has to have the interest of learning new things. This
Right,
is and reading. You need to read a lot. You need to, these days you have a lot of YouTube content
right,
also to learn. So one has to learn, go on learning, and be
right.
updated. Totally be updated.
So is digital marketing part of the curriculum in some of the institutions already as a at a formal level, or it is
Yes,
still
yes,
by
yes,
virtue
yes,
of
it is.
yeah,
See, there are a lot of courses offered by Digital Vidya is very good. Upgrade is very good, Micah. Then even ABP has started. They have started over here, but I feel course is definitely important because it gives you a structured idea,
yeah.
knowledge. But finally, you have to work, and you have to actually, you know, work and then learn out of it. That is what is going to give you the experience,
It is
not
ultimately going to be about the person himself or herself.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, unless even in experiential marketing, I used to say, however, I mean, you get into course, theoretical books, etc. Unless you are in the field, you cannot learn. Similarly, in digital media, also, even if you do the course, unless and until you do it yourself, work and handle
Right.
few clients, and ultimately you have to work and gain experience.
Absolutely. One of our viewers, Mr. Manoj Kumar Panda, has just now endorsed what you're saying. The digital marketing is ever expanding domain. Students may widen their career preferences, very much required for class 12 students.
It is.
The
It
whole
is.
world is changing, and they students also need to widen their perspective. The context has changed, the opportunities accordingly have adapted to those contexts, and that's what people need to be keeping in mind and working on. So it's really
Yes.
been very, very
Actually,
effective.
I would tell you the one thing. This even in whether it is digital or it is experiential, it is very very interesting, and I can say that not a single day we felt that our days are never same. It is always full of excitement, lot of challenges. Well, it might be intimidating for some people, but it's
Right.
quite exciting for me. Well, it might have given lot of gifts like high blood pressure and other lifestyle disease
Right.
to us. I agree,
Right.
but still at the end of the day we enjoy we
you know
enjoy
it, it
connecting
is
with the,
you're so true. It's kept us alive. It's
yes,
kept us
yes,
connected.
yes,
you know
yes.
uh, we you I have been emphasizing on this point, and which now a lot of people are saying, we the term using social distancing was inadequate word, because practically we were uh, going more for physical distance, because technology has kept us socially connected. We were still
Mm.
connected with our friends and relatives at different point of time. Education was continuing online, so they have been, as you're very right, that it has still in these times, it has kept us alive, it has kept us
Yeah,
happy
and
and cheerful.
absolutely. Finally, what I feel is that to the a message to the students that whatever they decide to do, they should be very passionate about it, because passion only gives you success. And if you run after success, probably it's very difficult for one to actually get it. But if you are passionate about it, all other things follow, I
So
feel.
very profound and so very true, that follow your passion. Don't, there are, we've seen the two extremes of when the kids are making decision. One is following the passion, other is whichever is more convenient and easy to do. And uh, and often people commit a mistake of finding anything easy, because when you're serious, when you want to make a mark, everything requires effort, everything requires sincerity, and everything
Absolutely.
requires you to be passionate, because without passion, that seriousness and sincerity will not back your decision, and you will not be able to make it big. That's what Sravni says as her parting message to all of us. Thank you so much for being with us, Sravni ji, for helping us get this insight into digital marketing and various dimensions. And I would like to reiterate once again for all our young friends that, friends, digital marketing has two terms: digital and marketing. Marketing remains same. The only thing which is changing is the medium, the instrument. It is more a tool, and everything else is same. You need to adapt to use that tool, that medium, to still do what you earlier were doing, called marketing. And that's what digital marketing is.
Yes, and just what I feel, I would say that, see, we were into experiential marketing, getting into digital marketing. The pandemic has hit us very badly, but I'm a very, very optimistic person, and I feel that we'll get back to normal life soon. We don't know when, but we'll surely do that. And I always feel that digital marketing will never replace experiential marketing. It is going to amplify, add an arms to it, but it is not going to replace experiential marketing. So both will be there, and at the same time, it will be amplified. And one thing I just need to say that in digital marketing, the results are always measurable. So it's
Right.
your ROI can be measured. That's the
Absolutely.
fact. And so it will exist side by side, experiential marketing and digital marketing, digital mode. So that's
So
what I feel.
digital
And I'm
marketing is not going to replace experiential marketing. It is only going to expand it. Digital marketing also is going to become one more experience added to already existing experiences and expand
Exactly.
the magnitude which we have currently. Thank you so much, Rabniji, for being with us
It was
in
a pleasure,
Career
Amitav.
Conclave 2020.
Thank you, Amitav. Thank you so much for inviting me.
It's
It was
really
a
a pleasure.
pleasure.
Thank you so much. Friends, you were watching Sravni Chakravarti ji and you were listening to her very, very straightforward, to the point, analytical, and easy to comprehend explanation about digital marketing, the pros and cons of social media, the career prospect of YouTubing, and other dimensions. She was giving a very candid opinion. Hope you found it enriching and informative. I definitely found a lot of my concept becoming further strengthened and got new insights into the same. We are very proud, and we would like to thank the audience response to our yesterday's episode on science versus commerce versus humanities session. That was our inaugural session, followed by a session on psychology and special education careers in those fields, and the kind of response, the thousands of outreach that we've got is really phenomenal. The mails and the messages that we've got for encouragement, and even making requests and suggestions for taking up certain areas in this Career Conclave 2020. Friends, we had our planned sessions till 19th till 23rd. We are expanding because of the request to add on and accommodate all careers that we can possibly do in this series. So we are adding a day. Career Conclave 2020 now will be from 19th till 24th. Today was day 2. Tomorrow, day 3. Same time, one session 4 o'clock and the another at 5 p.m. Stay tuned to our channel at HLS, Facebook, YouTube, or the School Times Facebook, YouTube, or Periscope, that is Twitter, because this show, Career Conclave 2020, is broadcasted simultaneously on HLS as well as the Stool Times platform, which is our media partner. Stay tuned. Kal milenge 4 p.m.